welcome to B4U. We have a very interesting cast today. We've got a newbie, but who's made such a presence felt as far as the trailer is concerned, and I can't wait to get my hands on him.
Really?
Hey,
Yes.
we got a new B4U.
B4U, a new B4U. Oh, that's amazing.
Nobody does a ponytail better than Saif. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And well, we always say this. We have this. She's one of the ladies, and you're going to be stuck with this forever. There's an all-time crush on Chitrangda always.
Oh my
Thank
God,
you so much.
okay. Thank you.
It always works. This is a fantastic film, right up my alley. I've been into numbers all my life.
New B4U.
And I've loved being, in the thick of things as far as reading about the stock market and money and all these things. It doesn't always work out well for most people in the stock market.
Nobody right now.
Baazaar might work out a little bit better. Before I come to anything, first of all, congratulations. Well-received trailer.
Yeah.
This is, I was just discussing with Rohan here that we are a country of the stock market and we don't talk much about it in the films.
Yeah.
Which is so strange.
And we're a business heavy country.
So
the
when
Indian businessman is like a not often shown in a movie.
Which is why is that? I mean, you've been there for so long.
Yeah,
Why is that the case?
I think, I don't know, like films are a proper mirror to society, so it depends what we're going through as a nation and what the main struggles are at that time. Now, I think things are settling into quite a liberal and global kind of space where we're comparing ourselves with America in a different way and with the West actually, but also looking at our own values. So it's a good time for society. It's a good time of growth for the country, and therefore in films also there are different subjects coming out. So a sensible person making a film in the stock market won't make it too heavy. It's not about business, it's about money. And what it means to different people, what it means to a rich guy, what it means to a rich guy's wife, what it means to a struggler. And most of it, what it means is an illusion. It's not really what money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody who's been in the stock market long enough knows that it's just an illusion. It's, I've said it so openly sometimes because I've been there.
Really?
It's organized gambling. It is. It is very much
But even
so.
money is an illusion.
Yeah. You cannot
I didn't
win
mean
it.
the stock market being an illusion. I meant chasing money as a
like
source for
that.
happiness.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Happiness. You need culture to convert money
That's true.
into enjoyment also.
Yeah, absolutely. My God,
Or
yeah.
more a longer term enjoyment, I guess, in a sense.
No, because short term I can buy a house and a car and be happy with it.
Yeah, then tomorrow, like, why did I do this? Oh my God, my life.
No, I still won't ask the question why. I mean, if I
But you need your basics, yeah. You need the basics. Protection. Money is also protection and
Yeah,
kind of security.
Yeah.
All right, so you come into this fray and you've got a gentleman who's, we've always been big fans of Saif's choice of films in the last 10 years at least.
Yes.
Some haven't worked, some have worked, but he's always attempted to be different. Chitrangda, now coming back into the second phase of her career as actress, producer, again, very interesting choice. Were you excited about the star cast when you heard about it first?
Yeah, I was. Wow, I
There's
was.
Radhika who's not with us.
And
right
Radhika,
now.
of course,
Yeah.
it was great. I was excited. To be honest, I was a little bit intimidated. I'm not gonna lie, but the intimidation factor, or whatever, only lost until I got on set. And I remember the first scene I did with Saif. In fact, within 5 minutes, all that intimidation had gone, and I felt like I was just hanging out with a friend, and we were having a nice chat. And it's such a commendable and rare quality that someone can make you feel that. Being Saif Ali Khan, let's be honest. I mean, I've grown up watching his films, and in 5 minutes I was all gone. And I'll say the same for Radhika and Chitrangda. I feel so blessed that my first film experience has been so lovely, and it's because of these guys. I mean,
How sweet.
So, as far as Saif is concerned, you don't know whether you should speak first or not, right? In the beginning,
in the beginning of.
when you meet him the first time, you just probably like hold your horses a bit, right?
No, I'll tell you honestly.
Yeah.
Despite this image, I don't know. Maybe people may have
Of the Nawab.
No, he's such an. I love like I'm talking about him like he's not sitting here.
Yeah,
but
speak of him as third person, better.
He's such an approachable guy. I mean, like straight away, I walk on set. He looks at me and like, hey, what's up? How's it going? And full stop. And it went on from there. Not a full stop, but it went on from there, and everything was super easy. And I think again, it's such a commendable sort of like thing to have.
No, but I mean, I think we should all get along and have a nice working atmosphere and be chilled, and you don't carry this. I think it's real bullshit. I've seen senior actors try and intimidate you. It's such a waste of time. It's like, I mean, you've got to
What was
create a
your
nice
experience?
atmosphere.
You tell. I mean, like
In this movie?
No, the first time that
Yeah,
you
when
went.
you walked in with a senior actor.
Did
I
you
mean, but
have-
I was such a bad actor my first film. Even the driver was intimidating me. I was like, I couldn't believe people
The
would speak
driver.
Hindi. Everyone intimidated me. But I remember working with Amit Ji, though. In the first time I worked with Mr. Bachchan, I was a little intimidated, and I said, God, how's this going to be? And then I had to play games with myself, and I said, okay, he's like over 60 now, and I'm 30. So, I mean, what am I doing? I have to just learn my lines and go on set prepared, and it's going to be all right. And I went on set, and I was giving a cue. I had long lines, and Mr. Bachchan said, can you just give me a longer cue? And I said, yeah, sure. He went, actually, give it to me from the top. And luckily, I knew it. Because if I didn't know it, I would be like, yeah. So if you know your stuff, you know, you don't...
But he does that. He's very naughty. He does that, you know, sometimes.
To test.
Every time, you know, so every time he sits here, I say, I don't know, because so now he's 70-something, and I'm in the mid-30s, and I go, I don't think I deserve this interview. You just don't know what to say to him, because there's nothing that you can say, or you can never catch him off guard. But he's one of those actors. But when you saw him for the first time, he looked so fantastically confident in the trailer. You know, so they all knew, all of you all are proven quantities, and you know, you see this young boy, and you say, dude, he's holding his own, and a lot of it is focusing on him as well, and he had to be an able adversary to you as well.
This game has changed, you know. Now young actors coming in have got to be, there's no like newcomer. I mean, you're forgiven a few things, I'm sure, but they're already working like seasoned actors, and they're intelligent, and they're well prepared. The whole thing has changed. I mean, there was no such thing as preparation. You didn't have a script. I sound like a dinosaur, but when we started work, they would be writing the dialogues on the set, and you'd be like, what am I saying? You'd be like, wait a minute, I'm working on it. You're like, what? Like, prepare my character? I was like, there's no character. Just get a haircut. It's the same haircut in every movie. It's terrible.
But it's still, a lot of it still happens in that. Get a haircut, put a beard, and that's a new character.
Yeah. But now here we sound like different people. Like Kathleen Turner said back in the day, gave an interview saying actors, you know, change their look, okay, but how many change the voice? And that role is a special role that requires you to, and it's happening now, you know, like Ranveer Singh in Baazaar, I was so impressed with that little Marathi twang. So, I mean, Omkara had, that was specific. But like here in a mainstream movie, you just put in a little twist to the voice, and that means the roles are getting a little more sophisticated in their realism, you know, and using a regional dialect to kind of make a cool character like Gujarati, a little unconventional as an idea. Earlier people would just try and speak Hindi, pure, heavy, nice voice, that kind of thing. So
I think also in the casting so much has changed. I think advertisements are a mirror image of what the society is talking about. Now they want real actors. They don't want just the good-looking faces as it was earlier. I think TV and advertising has changed so much, and that's why I think films also now are a mirror of what real society
They've
wants.
always been. They've always been in a way of what we want and what the issues are, if you look at them, you know? Yeah.
Chitrangda is, how should I say, she's an enigma for us, you know? I mean, you burst onto the scene, you conquer all, and then there's this image that you're stuck with for a long period of time, which is hot, 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 hot. It's not a bad image to have.
It can't be so bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it does hamper you.
Yeah, it does. I completely agree.
And so then when you become producers,
I'd be happy
so
to.
she, by the way, produced Surma, in case you've forgotten. It was a brilliant film. So when you choose subjects like that, and then when you have this, you know what, there's a lot more than just that, which just, by the way, just comes to me naturally. Are you still fighting that?
I'm not fighting anything, but you're right. I think the fact that the whole idea of this this hot thing, you know, which of course gets interpreted different ways. Sometimes you become the seductress, or sometimes they think that you're this very promiscuous kind of a character. That's the kind of stuff that I get offered then. So yeah, I think I just got so tired of all similar kind of roles that were coming to me, and I didn't want to do any of them. And I started writing at that point, and then of course I met Sandeep, and I ended up producing because I just wanted to do something different, you know. I just wanted to do something else with myself. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can fight it, but I would just hope, you know, up to destiny that somebody might think of, like for this film, I mean, this is not exactly hot. This is probably slightly different than, you know, just playing hot. So yeah, I mean, you hope for people to think of you in different roles and try and do different things. And in the meantime, do more with yourself, you know, that you,
well,
you
as
can.
actresses have always, as mainstream actresses, in a country that is so obsessed with looks, you know, I think more so than say the West, we still are very obsessed with how they should look.
Yeah.
Can it also be a two-edged sword in your head? You're trying to think that, look, I can't let go of the basic idea that they want me to look like, and then I'm still trying to find some space. It's very difficult for a lot of actresses to do that, because I promise you this, they just say, "Ye hero nahi lagta." Aaj bhi nahi bolte. Aaj bhi bolte. You know, chal gaya lekin abhi hero nahi lagta. And the one film out of his that will fail, they'll say, "Bol rahe the hero nahi lagta hai."
You're so right about that.
So how do you fight that?
It's difficult to fight. I think, like you said, you know, the audiences are really deciding as to what they want to see. And that's the reason why a lot of people who may not look like the the classic hero, material, so to speak. But the fact that they're delivering such amazing performances and the content that they're bringing, I think audiences want to see that. So that kind of quality of realism is what they're enjoying more than the tulips in Switzerland and something that perfect, So yeah, I think that's the difference, and that thanks to the audiences that they're bringing that difference now, and it will happen.
And also, movies are ultimately about energy of characters, and that's really what stars are. Like, how much energy do you bring that type? So it's only a matter of time, and that's what it is. It's about timing, being in the right place, the right time. Somebody speaking for Chitrangda, when someone says, okay, here's this role, and there's more to it apart from being hot. So it's simplistic when people give you roles like box hole you or pigeonhole you into a certain type. But things are changing big time because of, if you just look at the history of the country, post the Nehru era and that kind of protectionism, if you actually look at the history of the economy, really, you can trace liberalism and everything to films.
And the stock market, pre-92 and post-92, we'll come into that in a bit. And this man, who's sort of, I say rebirth of Chitrangda, he's sort of invented the online world now. Thanks to you, I have to say thank you so much. For bringing Sacred Games to all of us.
Actually, yeah.
It has opened so many doors for so many actors. Do you understand? You are probably being Saif ki jitni puja pehle nahi ki gayi thi na, ab ki ja rahi. Thank you so much for making it look so real.
Yeah.
For not putting pressure on us to make sure that you had like that 9-pack throughout this zone. It was a real actor. The content was brilliant, and I know everyone just was fantastic. Nawaz had a stronger role.
Yeah.
You were the backbone, and you kept it going. So you must be really happy about how.
I am really happy, and it's taken time to sink in also, and it's an amazing feeling because, and I must say, obviously, the way it's written and the way it's directed, and that whole team, and especially Netflix. All credit to these guys for creating that atmosphere. But we did while performing, say. Okay, and to recognize that, like as a different style, working in these slightly offbeat films, like you said earlier, Kalakand, you come across such exciting, young, different actors that you wouldn't have in the mainstream a few years ago, and everything's changing fast.
But were you shocked at the insanity with it?
No,
it's put India on the map.
I was really relieved. Some people who review that film have reviewed that piece of work don't review Hindi films, so they were comparing us internationally.
Absolutely.
So when we did the scenes, it was nice to, even Vikram, we're underplaying it and playing it internationally, it's a different style of acting, it was really nice that it's appreciated.
Appreciated is like
how?
a small word for it. Rohan, now you have Baazaar there, but as an actor, it was very exciting to know that there's so many more options available. It's not just the Monday or the Friday. Agar nahi chali, to darwaza band.
Yeah, there's so many avenues, and like I said, I had such great examples. The three, like Saif, Chitrangda, and Radhika. There are three actors who are seasoned actors, and they're pushing the envelope, and they're doing different they're on different platforms, they're doing different things. Chitrangda is producing a film. So if there's anything I've learned from that is don't limit yourself. I've always believed it, to be very honest with you, as a human being in my life, that I don't want to limit myself. But when you see three examples, like as three pillars of strength, if you like, who are really actually going ahead and not limiting themselves, it's incredibly inspiring, and I think it was quite a learning experience for me.
On the set, who's the most aware of what's happening in the industry?
Gaurav Chawla.
Of these three that you mentioned, who would know? I'm assuming Saif would know the least of what's happening. Am I right?
I think, but I think everyone in their own world.
Equally lost, I think.
We're all lost in the world of Baazaar.
Listen, but you have another huge name to take care of right now at a very early stage in life. Your family is Tamil. Do you understand? It's unreal. Are you worried at how big a star he's become?
No, I'm not worried. It's actually quite, as far as I see, it's very simple. They're parked outside the house. They want the picture. And I think if you don't fight it, it's okay. And he still hasn't said anything to me implying that, hey man, I'm a star. Back off.
I was going to say,
I'm just saying, I want to do an ad with him. Someone give me lots of money, I'll pay for his college and I might not even give him the money. I'll keep it.
You
I think
it.
Great.
You won't know.
A massive pamper ad. Me, her, and
but it's
why
working.
not?
I've spoken to all these paparazzi photographers. They say, "Sir, आजकल सिर्फ तैमूर चलता है." They say this.
As long as you're not upset with
and Sarah as well, by the way, with gym and before and after the gym. So they mentioned that. You understand? You've been more in the surkiyan than you've been in your career. So how are you dealing with this entire sudden? And plus Kunal and Soha.
Yeah.
Do you understand? This is like now suddenly become the first family of Bollywood.
No, I don't, you know.
Okay, third family of Bollywood.
Yeah, whatever.
How are you dealing with all the extra pressure? And now suddenly this is a resurgence of Sacred Games with you.
I don't take any pressure on this. I don't take any pressure on this. I myself am not online.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about, being on social media because of various reasons.
Yeah.
And I like my peace and quiet also. And I think the good thing about it is if you want to see pictures, you can see them, but they're not shoved down your throat if you don't want to see them. Earlier in newspapers, they used to write about Kareena and me.
Yeah.
Every second day when we started going out, until people hated the idea of us being together, and they'd say, oh God, why are they in the newspaper every day? It's a normal reaction. We didn't ask to be in the paper. You're doing a press conference for, some movie, and they'll say, but tell us about Kareena. And you'll be like, you'll answer, and that's the headline. So now, at least it's, I don't know. Look, as long as the kid grows up okay, and I don't think it's related. He's, like I said, values have to be given by the parents at home. And he will be brought up as a celebrity in the sense that you must be aware people are watching, you can't do certain things, you can do certain things. He'll probably hate it if this goes on when he's a teenager. He'll be like, can they stop watching me, please?
They paired up Taimur and Abram already, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already reached that stage, yeah?
Wow.
So imagine you and Shah Rukh and Taimur and Abram.
Doing what?
A film together.
Wow.
About 15 years from now. Not that far. Trust me, it's getting faster than you think. Chitrangda, as a film, now, have you all had a chance to watch Baazaar yet? Oh, no.
No.
No?
No, she still hasn't.
I still haven't seen it. No, I'm going to watch
Are
it.
you not eager always to watch the kind of work that you're doing? In that kind of
I am. No, I've seen my part. I've seen the bits that I've
Okay,
done.
the dubbing
obviously.
bits, that means.
Yeah, the dubbing
Yeah,
bits
okay.
and whatever the rushes and everything. But I haven't seen the whole film
But
because
are you liking what you've seen?
Of course I do. Yeah, absolutely. I really like it. They were still working on the background score and everything. That hadn't finished, so I wanted to see the whole, once it gets complete. You've seen it?
I have seen it. I've seen one major cut.
Okay.
Little alteration might happen, but I've seen a beautiful cut. And I love it. And I mean, obviously, we're going to praise our own movie, but there's something about the pace of it, and it's a classy movie. It's like really nicely done. First time, must
Very
be really
good
tough to
looking.
make a film,
Yeah,
and to
very
have a
good
personality in the film, and to have a character of
You saw the
filmmaking.
final?
Must
I've
be
seen
really.
the final ones, I've seen.
Somehow you join all these things, and it
Yeah, when it all comes together, it looks amazing.
but it
And the
becomes
background
or not.
is good.
But in this case, But in this case,
Yeah.
it's come together in a really classy way
very
for
important
Gaurav,
in the film.
Yeah.
and I'm really impressed with him
This
for the
one.
first time out.
It's looking, like I said, looking fantastic, but I've always wanted to ask this question. When people come into money, the first thing they want to do is buy houses or go into the stocks. Did you end up going a lot in the stock market or something?
I mean, if you have a certain amount of money, and if you say, I want to invest for the future, then you'd have to balance it out. So, I mean, generally being from the 70s when I was born, I mean, we invest in property first, which is not necessarily the hottest thing, but what do you want to do? You want an income constantly, whether you work or not, based on your investments.
But what about
after
brave
tax,
and
right?
taking the little bit of an edge off?
I mean, if you have enough, and if the
You
basics
have enough, Saif.
no, I mean, if your basics are taken care of, I don't want to take many chances.
Really?
I don't want to take.
Are you a safe?
No, so I have invested most of my money in the market.
There we go.
But it's not going so
We're
well.
dying right now. I'm sorry, by the time this video is happening, we're dying.
I swear.
Yeah, I
so
know.
I'm like almost 70% equity and 30 debt, so it's not such a good balance
It's not
for the moment.
70% anymore, it's about 50% now. Trust me, we've lost 20% this year.
Sorry. Now
so
it's
we're down.
50%, so it's kind of,
So
not
do you
so
cry
bad.
when you lose money in the market? Are you one of those
No, I
ones?
kind of check actually. I have this thing on my phone. You have the app,
Yes,
right?
I know.
So all I check is red hai ki green hai. It's just been
mostly
red
red.
for like, I swear, it's not such a good time.
So there's a bit of a quiz we're going to play. I think you're going to win this.
Yeah, I know.
What about you? First paycheck coming in, would you think about investing in or no?
I don't think so, unfortunately.
You blow it up?
I was going to say that I don't have the money yet to even make those decisions. When the first paycheck comes, well, it kind of has, but there are a lot of other things I want to do before investing in the stock market.
Kind of
I'll
has
be a
me
lot-
was post-dated.
Listen, this is you
They
don't
don't
notice.
pay us
life.
on time.
Yeah, well, that's a history of this industry.
It's awful. Why can't they pay us on time?
You're a producer.
I
Did you
pay
on
everybody
time?
on time. Except apparently there's one grip guy who didn't get paid. But I blame my partner. I wasn't in charge of payments.
Listen, but
I
he's a
just gave
brilliant
the
producer.
glamour to the production.
But you were a brilliant producer.
Nothing compared to. I'm not a bad producer.
No, you're a brilliant producer. This
And
concept you
you
were fantastic.
We
which
started
is-
another one
yeah.
now. Black
Yes.
Knight Productions.
Yes, I've heard about that. But we haven't seen the projects that come out of that.
No, we have to see.
Yes, we have
Black
to see.
Knight.
Proof in the pudding.
Whether it'll be a big budget or small budget. Is that because of Saif how relaxed he is, Chitrangda? Because They say that one person's vibe sort of stretches out to everybody else on this film set.
Yeah, no, I think he's got a great vibe, and the fact that he's so easy, it just eases everybody on set, and it just definitely makes a difference, and it's.
But
it's
Gaurav's
probably,
nice as well, isn't he? He sets a nice
yeah,
atmosphere.
even Gaurav, actually the whole unit, I think it's been, and Gaurav especially.
And an amazing
because
crew they had,
great.
I have to say.
Yeah, it's a great bunch of.
Because they were silent, and then they were efficient, and they didn't make a big deal, and they were all really pleasant people.
And
What's
very
that girl's
efficient.
name? I have to shout her out. And what are the two?
Ananya.
Prem and Ananya particularly.
Super
But another
job.
big question always arises. You don't look nervous before a film box office. I mean, with you, I know you've had, like, I'll tell you something, I like Chef.
Yeah.
It was a really interesting film. It made me so hungry in the whole film. I still want to eat that pizza. Because I was in it. I watch films alone. I don't want to get influenced by anyone. But it didn't set the box office on fire. Does it affect you? Does it hurt you?
Yeah, it does hurt, and you wonder whether you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing, and you question certain things. And the conclusions I've come to is my director is usually my first audience, and if they know what they're doing, they're sensible people, and most of them are happy with the work I'm doing. So it's wrong to beat yourself up also too much. You should be definitely beating yourself up a bit and saying, what am I choosing? Am I making mistakes? And it's a constant evaluating kind of process. But the more you work, like my dear mum gives the most simple advice. She says, there's certain things in your control, certain things out of your control. How good you're looking, how fit you're looking, how well you're acting, this you can do. Whether the film runs or not is not up to you. So just keep moving and keep working. And then tomorrow something clicks and everyone says you've got it right.
Like Sacred Games, it wasn't even a film, just work.
Yeah.
Do you use the same mantra?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have a choice.
Nobody has a choice.
I don't think I have a choice.
So you had a proven formula which didn't exactly run with Sahib.
No, it didn't
it didn't
work.
exactly work
I
at the
mean,
box
honestly,
office?
it was so disappointing. I think that's something that I was I was pretty sure that people would like it, but I think something somewhere just went wrong and it didn't work out the way we all thought it would. And yeah, that's very, very disappointing.
Are you second guessing then?
He's
sometimes?
right, like you do start to think and you start to question yourself as an actor. You wonder, kya kar rahe ho? Matlab, what is this? Are you that bad, or was the film that bad, or were you not good enough, or was the film not? So yeah, I mean, but yes, you just keep going, and then, like he said, like something clicks and people like you in something, and it sort of just that's the weird thing. You just never know how it comes together.
No, you don't.
It's just
You're always insecure on a Friday of knowing what your future is.
It's amazing.
You, my friend, are only full of hope and optimism.
Yeah, absolutely.
So congratulations. You have nothing to worry about. It's all going to work. It's all working. Thank you guys for joining us.
That's so
We'll see you soon. You can catch this interview on B4U Entertainment as well online. Till then, bye-bye.